Hello seekers of magic and welcome back to my Fairy Queendom. Join me as we are making spell jars to set the right intention for the upcoming year of 2024. I'm sharing with you what spell jars are, how you can use them for your witchcraft practice, and give you examples of a few of my favorite spell jars that you can make yourself. Spell jars, also called witch bottles, have been used throughout the history. Back then it was believed that these bottles would protect homes from negative energies. And while a lot of witches use spell jars in the same way as a protection, other witches nowadays also use them for more specific purposes, such as attracting money or good luck. Spell jars have become one of my most favorite kind of magic because they are so easy to make and so much fun. Once they are done, they make every altar or shelf look so whimsical and magical. These beautiful bottles combine different kinds of magic because when you create a spell jar, you intentionally put everything inside that represents your desire or intention. Colors, herbs, crystals, candles, your focus, your intention, and your thoughts. They help you to really focus on your spell because they are a physical representation of that spell itself. Everything you use to create your spell jar increases the intention and therefore the magic of your spell jar. And that makes it a very powerful companion in your daily practice, but also for the new year, helping you to manifest your dreams. This is why I love to make spell jars at the end of each year for the upcoming year. Sitting down and really getting clear about what it is that I want to attract into my life, and then taking the time to put these intentions into visual reminders that will help me to stay focused and connected to my vision throughout the year. Because as a witch, I know with intention things can happen. I love to sit down and get into a meditative state first. I want to have a clear mind. Because, of course, when you make a spell jar, you first have to be clear about what your intention for the spell jar is and what ingredients you need for that. And because I want to set intentions for the upcoming year of 2024, I decided to do an extensive journaling session for first. Where do I want to put my energy next year? What do I want to attract into my life in 2024, and what should be more present in my life? After becoming clear, I decided that I wanted to attract clarity, prosperity, and abundance, protection, and creativity as well. Spell jars are so easy to make, yet powerful, and there are literally no rules to making them. You need a jar and items that represent your intentions, like herbs, crystals, candles to seal your jar, personal items, black or pink salt, and I also love to use sigils or symbols that I write with ink on a piece of paper or even write out my intentions in full sentences. First, cleanse your jar and items. I personally love to use Palo Santo for this, but you can also use the moonlight or even simply wash them with water. This is to clear any old energies and make them ready for your new intentions. Hold the jar in your hand and speak your intention into it. You can speak your intentions out loud or speak them out in your mind. Next, as you place each item in the jar, visualize your intention. Feel it, put a positive emotion into it. This is the most important part. Your intentions and feelings are what give the spell jar its power. And what I love doing is to think about a situation in my life that just makes me happy and smile, that just fills me with gratitude, and with that feeling I focus on my spell jar. Once all your items are in the jar, seal the jar with candle wax. I love using colors that enhance my intention even more and represent the intention as well, and I just love how the dripped wax makes each jar so whimsical and unique. I already did protection and creativity spell jars in my last video, so you can watch that if you haven't already after watching this one, and all the information is in the description box down below. One of my favorite spell jars is a prosperity jar, because let's be honest, everybody is happy about an upgrade in prosperity, right? And this is what I will use in my jar. Cinnamon was used in rituals, spells and traditions throughout history. It is assigned to the fire element and represents prosperity, good luck, abundance and more, and is perfect for a prosperity jar. I also love using seeds because to me they can symbolize new ways of income and growth in a prosperity or money spell jar. Another ingredient I love to use are bay leaves with written intentions on them. Citron, tiger's eye and green aventurine make beautiful ingredients, as well as mint to add into your spell jar. You can also put basil, ginger, rosemary and thyme inside that represent success, money and fertility among others. Seal your jar with the wax of a green candle. Green is the color that is often associated with abundance and prosperity. And because I just ran out of green candles, I used this gold wax instead. That is also a beautiful color to use for this specific intention. Because I can feel that 2024 will be all about gaining clarity over what it is that I want in my life and how I want my life to look like, I decided to make a clarity and wisdom spell jar. Because clarity and receiving insight to me is connected to the third eye, I went for ingredients that were representing the pineal gland as well. Labradorite or lapis lazuli, for example, as well as the color purple. I wanted to create that jar to always be reminded that the wisdom and insight I am seeking is coming from within. I already know all the answers, and so do you, by the way. I also used an oak leaf because oak trees to me are pure wisdom. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like if I could hear the oak trees talking to each other, they would be the most amazing teachers. I again wrote my intention on a bay leaf, put more clear crystal clear quartz inside my jar as well, and put some lavender inside. Lavender to me is a beautiful plant to work with when I want to increase my awareness. And it is just the most beautiful plant on earth, and don't try to convince me otherwise. And after sealing my jar with this beautiful purple wax, it was finished. After intentionally creating your spell jar, you can simply put it somewhere where you can see it often, because the jar reminds you of your intentions and keeps them at the forefront of your mind. That could be on your altar, beside your bed, on your desk, or any place that feels relevant to you and that specific intention that is sealed in your spell jar. If you feel like that seeing a spell jar is making you feel resistant to your intention or your wish, I recommend putting it somewhere out of your sight. Try what works for you and remember that as long as it works for you, that is all that matters. And after your spell becomes true, you can cleanse the crystals and use them in new spells. I also like to give the herbs back to Mother Nature so that their inherent energy can be redirected to a new purpose. Alright, and I think we should be life seekers of magic, so I thought I'm just going to sit down for a minute and have a chat with you because I feel like this video will be really short, and yeah, I thought I'm just going to talk to you guys for that portion of the video about something that came up while filming the video and while preparing for the video, because yeah, 2024 is just around the corner, and I know that there is so many people who set New Year's resolutions, and for me they don't really work, so I try to do that a different way, but still things came up, so I thought I'm just going to sit down and talk to you about that because I feel like we are really good friends already, and our little community is growing. We are already over 400 subscribers, so that is so amazing. Thank you so much. I'm having the best time of my life while doing that YouTube journey together with you. But yeah, with that being said, I thought, as I said, we are just talking about some thoughts that are in that head of mine. So let's get into that. So while preparing for the video, I kind of remembered or realized that I haven't actually planned a year properly in the past few years. I tried it for a few years when I was younger and it did not really work for me. I always ended up forgetting about my resolutions, or I did them for like a few days and then nothing really worked out anymore. And so I thought, okay, maybe that year I can do things differently, because I feel like if I use intentions or I use like themes, overall themes for the year, then it's not like I have a deadline or something. It's just like I want to put a certain energy into my upcoming year so I know where I'm kind of heading. And I also realized that actually I have been afraid of manifesting for the past few years. And maybe you remember when all of that manifestation, law of attraction content came up. I have been following it for like, I don't know, 10, maybe 11 years. And I have been really into that kind of stuff, like going on my spiritual journey and manifesting my dream life and all of that good stuff. And it worked in the beginning. Actually, I feel like when you start manifesting, when you manifest for the very first time, most of the time it will work and you manifest exactly what you want. I manifested a internship in South Korea doing that, but when you did that for the first time and it worked, you kind of start to be like, okay, let's manifest bigger things, let's manifest more things, and not only things, like also situations and stuff, right? Like manifesting your desires and wishes. But I feel like when you really start to try to push it and to consciously manifest something, it gets harder. It's just like, I don't know, it's showing you where you may have to work on yourself, where you have your fears or what is blocking you. And I have a friend and she always says we don't manifest what we want but what we need, and I feel like that has been showing up in the past few years for me. So while I was trying to manifest, I ended up always manifesting, or like most of the time, the exact same opposite of what I wanted to manifest. And these situations were not pretty, like they were really challenging. And I know we grow with these kind of situations, but still, when you are in these situations and you put in a lot of faith and hope and you really expect something good, but then the exact same opposite happens, at least to me, I became really afraid of manifesting. I was like, okay, I'm just going with the flow. I don't try to manifest anymore. I will just take what the universe gives me, because then that's just what I need, right? And so I didn't really try to kind of carry my ship, like my life, where I wanted to. And I just took whatever came. And I was just in that really flowy state. And don't get me wrong, it's really, really good to be in a flowy state and to be in that creative and like yin energy, the female energy. But you need structure. We all need yang energy. Like, we need a structure. If you have an idea and you want to turn it into something, you have to take action. You have to put it into something. And your colors, they need a frame or like a piece of paper to become visible, right? In like their final structure, like the picture. And that's just what I realized. Like, I have been so afraid of manifesting or intentionally like directing my life to where I wanted to. And next year I really don't want to do that anymore. I want to really set an intention, and I feel like what you already saw, my biggest intention is to become clear about what it is that I want, because I'm a Virgo. I'm so versatile in my interests. I have so many hobbies. Like, I get addicted with one hobby or like one thing one day, and the next day, like, I see something else, and then I get addicted with that kind of thing, like sewing, or I don't know, like making sculptures out of wood or whatever, or like jewelry making, these kind of things. And I feel like I drifted away, even though I knew what I really wanted. Like, I wanted to make videos. I have been doing videos in any shape or form over the past few years, but I always drifted away because I didn't really have an intention. I was just like, I just do whatever I want to. And I feel like that's good for a certain amount of time. Like, if you feel like you have no passion or something, then that can be a good thing, because you just try yourself out. You see where are your strengths or weaknesses, and what do you like, what do you not like. And in the end, still, you need to have a certain focus. I feel like that's just what I realized for myself. And I feel like when you think that what you have to say, what you are about to say, is not relevant, or it's not important, or like, who in the world cares what I have to say, it's most of the time these things that need to be said, because people will resonate with it. It's just from my experience and from my like life experience in the 30 years that I lived on that planet Earth. But yeah, that's why I thought I'm just going to sit down and tell you about that, because it's not always easy. It's just definitely around that time of the year when we reflect back on our year and we see what we have achieved, and we feel like maybe we didn't achieve anything at all of what we wanted to do. Yeah, I feel like now it's the time of the year where we are harder on ourselves, because we may have set goals in the beginning of the year. So if we don't achieve them, we feel like we failed. And let me tell you this, you didn't fail at all. I feel like everything we experience is just like an experience. And if you don't like the experience, then you have every single day a new chance to make other experiences. And you don't have to wait for the new year. That is also really important. You don't have to wait for the 1st of January to make new experiences or other experiences. You can do that every single day, 364 days of the year. And yeah, I feel like that was a lesson that I had to learn, that I can make decisions, new decisions every single day. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes even sense, because I know my mind is all over the place right now, and Mercury is retrograde already, and I tend to become really dreamy and like floaty in my mind when that happens. And yeah, I hope that helps. But another thing that I want to talk about is also that I feel like, on top of being afraid of manifesting and like attracting what I thought is like bad or is not what I wanted, is that I have been afraid to make decisions as well. Like, I have been in such a passive state and like this only receiving state, not really taking any action except doing the YouTube videos. I'm really proud that we are talking right now because I have been putting the action into like sitting down, making the videos and stuff. But I have been so afraid of making actual decisions when it came to my other life areas like work or relationship or any other things, because I feel like I have been regretting a lot of the decisions that I made in the past. And I know I have a lot of friends that always tell me, like, don't regret them. Like, it was exactly how it was supposed to play out. Or, like, with the knowledge you have now, would you have decided differently? And it's always like the answer that I receive is no. So I would have made the exact same decision with the knowledge I have right now when I look into my past. And I would always say I would have done it the exact same way. Still, I felt like that I have been regretting so many things that I did in the past, that I again started to turn into my shell and just let the waves wash over me. And again, I feel like it's okay if you are in that kind of state for a certain amount of time, but it's not good if you are only passive and you don't really you don't really act in your life. You just react to whatever happens to you, if that makes sense. And this is just the theme that I realized about myself in the past few years, and that's why I wanted to make these spell jars, to have visual reminders that I set an intention for the next year. Like, I set the intention to become clear on my path, to really sit down and think about, like, maybe can I do little baby steps each month and have a bigger goal, because I have not had any other goal except like I wanted to have a full-time business with what I love. So yeah, that is what was going on, and that is why I did these spell jars in the first place. And some of you gave me the inspiration for that video, and I thought I can just combine it because 2024 is around the corner and I want to have kind of a compass. I hope that's how you call it in English, where I can guide me through whenever I feel lost or I feel like I failed or something, and I can just turn into my intention and say, like, no, that was the intention. Like, maybe even though I feel like I got lost, but I received more clarity because now I'm here and I know it was not the other path. And prosperity, because I feel like most of the time we feel like we don't deserve it. And prosperity, not only in like a way to make money, it's just like to feel this richness in life, to be prosperous, to feel surrounded by abundance all the time and get out of that lack mindset. So that is basically the intention for the next year. And I hope anything that I just said makes sense, but I thought we are friends now and we can talk. So yeah, I hope any words that I said could resonate with you. And let me know in the comment section down below if you may have been in the same situation, or if you are doing any intention setting for the next year, if you are planning anyways your life, or like how you are moving on into 2024. I'm really excited to read your comments. And yeah, I think I will just stop talking because my head is like, we are in the clouds again, and I forgot what I said the past 15 minutes. Wow, that is a long time. But we will go thrift shopping tomorrow morning, and I will bring you, because it's a really big thrift store. I have never been before. And then I don't know what is happening in the next video, but we will see. And I will hang out with you tomorrow morning. So see you then. And if you like this video, don't forget to do the YouTube magic, subscribe to my channel and become a part of our little community that is really kind and sweet and helpful to each other. And comment down below and like. And with that being said, I'm out of here and I hope you have a good weekend. And I see you next week. Bye bye.